special edition right here. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Phattz in the building.
Know that. Know that.
Man, Chris Howard, aka Chris Famous, Killer Chris. Well, you been Phattz
Come on, man.
for forever, right?
Years, man. For years. I want to say over 20.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. What was you at first?
Class D.
Class D. You know what I'm saying?
R.I.P. the big dog, Big L, man.
Yeah.
Big L kind of gave me that name. We ran with that, man.
Hell yeah. Oh, word. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, fact.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how was that when you first like got introduced to him?
To L, it was dope
Yeah.
because at the time, that's when we had mass murderers.
Yeah.
I know you remember that. You know what I'm saying? So
I was hating on that.
Yeah.
I was nephew, and I'm like, why can't it be mass murder?
Me? Shout out to Glacier Ice, Chevron, Yates. You know what I'm saying? 8 Ball and all. DNA, you know what I'm saying? But around that time, man, L had the vision, you know what I'm saying? And not only that he had the vision, he had the money, you know what I mean? So, L was moving and grooving, man. So he had ended up getting a studio. And in the midst of that, man, he like, yo, let's just work. Let's get it going.
Yeah.
And I was in the middle of trying to find a name, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? I always said Class D, but it stuck though. I told him the name, he like, nah, that fits, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
I know he used to like, Big L, that's my uncle right there.
yeah.
And he used to always be, saying your name, everybody over there, and I'm like, Class D. I'm like, who the hell is that?
Right.
I'm like, who the hell is a Class D? I thought it was a whole group.
Yeah.
Jose, but then I figured out who you was, and I'm like, oh, that's Dread. You know what I'm saying? From the street aspect.
Yeah, I was the main artist. I was the artist.
Mass Murder he had the jackets, all that. Like,
we had, bro, that was some of the first shows that we ever did. Like, you know what I'm saying? We had everything, bro. Like,
and that was the first real branding I seen. It was from somebody from Springfield.
Fact.
Like for like Hard Stamp, Mass Murder was like the first branding, like as far as like jackets, all of that. You know what I'm saying?
That was
the whole label.
That was L's doing though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We get on lazy time. It was a point of time that he had, shout out to DJ Chisel too.
Yeah.
He used to have DJ Chisel. DJ Chisel be wanting to go home. Like, yo, man, listen, man, just stay in, man. Stay in. What you need, man? You need food? We got the food here.
Yeah.
Man. To go shower, come back. We will record for 72 hours straight, bro.
Yeah.
So many artists come back in there, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah, he was always a mastermind. All the locals, man, they all masterminds, and that's kind of where, I got it from, watching them and shit. That's why I got the book out, you know what I'm saying?
Nice.
And it was just motivated off of like watching them as a kid. That shit was like I always say, man, these kids don't see life, man. Life was like a movie when I was young, man. Like every day was like a whole movie, you feel me?
It's so different, brother, because right now is a time where it's different than what we had to do. You know what I'm saying? The way that we came up was way different.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
absolutely.
I think when we was coming up, it was kind of like we had to do way more.
Yeah.
These days it's just super easy, everything. You know what I mean? Even down to hollering at a girl.
Yeah.
It wasn't no DMing nobody, man. What? You had to go down on that.
You had to go see about her for real.
Yeah, man. So it was easier, man. It's kind of, they silver spoon these days.
Right. So let's want to hop into like, you know what I'm saying? We both from the city of Springfield. We both from the streets. We both grew up, you know what I'm saying, in the city. What was it like as like from that transition from you being a kid to like, getting introduced to the street shit? Like when you realize like, damn, I'm really in this street shit.
Well, man, so I've always been, I've always had the Napoleon complex growing up. So I was always like, fighting little dude, man. I always was a fighting little dude. So it was inevitable that I was gonna get around other fighting little dudes, and you know what I'm saying. In due time, we ended up, you know what I mean? Like, I ain't gonna lie, I can't say that I had a terrible childhood. I had a good childhood, man.
Yeah.
My dad was a big provider. Mom Deuce, big provider. Had both my parents.
Bless.
Not same household, but they share the workload. And it was good. It just, like I said, with just anybody who comes from something good, they always find their way to go something bad.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I wouldn't even call it that.
It was kind of easy where we from too.
Yeah, for sure.
The surroundings was it was inevitable that you're gonna see that.
Because you know what it is too, is it's a lot of it had to do with the old heads then. Like, the
Yeah.
old heads then, they wasn't giving you no game. They wasn't like, "Yo, chill out." Like, these days, you gonna have the old heads gonna be like, "Yo, relax. This ain't that."
Yeah, yeah.
Back then, they was go, "Dre, go fight that nigga.
Yeah.
Go." You know what I'm saying? So it's like, alright.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the transition was pretty much, I ain't gonna lie, it was like when I hit like 12, 13, and it was like, that's when I sat into I got into a neighborhood. I'm from Mason Square, you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? And that neighborhood, that whole neighborhood over there was
Yeah.
basically my neighborhood. So, that's how I kind of grew up, and
Right.
that's where that was.
Got you, got you. And, like, what was your first, like, time when you was just like, "Damn," or, like, how'd you get introduced to, like, I guess, like, we could say gang shit, right? Or street shit or, like, crew shit, like, from a certain area.
That's where I'm gonna say that's what it was. It is, a certain area, you know what I mean? Just
Yeah.
kind of like, if you think about it, it's the same way anyway. It's like right now you got a whole bunch of little puppies, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Every little puppy gonna have a big dog that's gonna shoot the orders this way, go do this, go do that, you know what I'm saying? So, um, like I said, I'm from that side of town, I'm from Mason Square. Around that area is Burgess Circle. I grew up in that area my whole life, lost lots of friends from over there, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And that right there was that was the melting pot that stood to where I was at to when I became an adult. So, yeah.
And, like, so growing up, do you feel like you had a choice or it was just a natural kind of, like, thing for it to be happening?
I mean, I think we all got choices. You know what I'm saying? I definitely
At that time, though, did you realize you had a choice? You know what I'm saying? With that mindset at that time.
No, not really, because that's what was cool. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like I said, it's kind of like the person that does the best backflips in the town, and everybody know him for that. So every time you see him, it's like, yo,
Yeah.
do a backflip. They're like, all right, cool. I want to get nicer and nicer. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, yo, you that little bad nigga that got that heart. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
So you know what I mean? And that's how that happened. You know what I mean? So it was a choice, but same sense it wasn't. You know what I mean? Because everybody around me was on the same timing. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
kind of, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's how I feel. Like I said, when we was talking previously, like, I wasn't from a certain area,
Hmm.
but I was hanging around niggas from a certain area.
Yeah.
So me just hanging around them at that time with that mindset, it's just like, yo, these my boys. If they got a problem with them dudes, then I got a problem with them dudes, which is
Natural.
is a natural thing because, like, if my man's fighting,
Natural.
I'm fighting. You feel me? So
Hmm.
then you get the label. For me, I kind of like got the label thrown on me. I'm
Of
like,
course.
damn. Oh, word, I am. I mean,
Cause you, cause you from there.
yeah,
That's the whole gist of it. It all boils down to you from
from
there.
there,
You know what I'm
right,
saying? So,
right.
you know,
So it's just like, and then now it comes to a point where, like my boys, they was from it. Like they knew about it. I came from school.
right,
I came from after school,
right,
hanging with Lori over on the hill, and then it's just like Lori hanging with them, and
yeah,
so I'm like, oh, okay, we all cool. Boom, boom, boom. One day they end up getting a fight. We all get in a fight. Boom. So it's like, oh, all right, cool. So now, oh, they from that. Like, so
yeah,
that's kind of how I got like introduced to it. I would never say I was like from a gang or in a gang, but
yeah,
I was with my gang. You
yeah,
feel me?
for sure.
And it just was what it does. And then, but me, I was the type too. I was like, I would always think too, like, I always had a different mindset. Like, why am I beefing with that nigga? Like, I don't even know why I'm beefing with that
Beefing with
nigga.
him, and you probably y'all probably cousins somewhere.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Word.
Like it's crazy. Like, why am I like, for like, damn, Sean and T, like
Yeah,
them, you know what I'm saying? I
R.I.P.
know Sean and T for real, because after my father died, my mom, she was going through what she was going through, and it became Auntie Fran. She looked out
For sure.
you know what I'm saying? So we was living
Shout
with,
out to
what I'm
Frank.
saying, Sean and T. So you feel me? So, and then, growing older, it's just like, I'm from that side, they from over there, but like, that's Sean and T. Like, how the fuck
Yeah,
can I be beefing with them? Like, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying? It never was, because you know, to this day, we was always cousin, you know, we always end up, you know, cousin type shit, but it's just like, damn, like, why am I beefing with certain people from different areas?
But it was by default. You get what I'm saying? It's by like, where
Yeah,
you from? Yeah, and I feel like that's what happens today. It's like, yo, dudes don't choose to be. I feel like you choose to because you have the mind to say no, but it's kind of like, yo, I'm from here. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like,
yeah.
and that's what I was afraid of with my kids. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Now don't get it twisted. My kids are like completely like because I don't play street business
Yeah,
at all.
yeah,
Period. You get what I'm
right,
saying?
facts.
But my kids, they don't either. And but the thing of it though is that, my friends that I grew up with, and whether we talk or whether we separate, I always am very transparent with my kids. So
Mhm.
listen, this person's kid is this kid, and they're gonna meet each other anyway, off
Right,
rip,
right,
because
right, right.
you got a name. You get what I'm saying? So it's kind of like my friends make friends with people that's from. You get what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So
yeah,
it's
yeah,
kind of like
yeah.
it's generational,
Yeah,
bro. It
yep,
jumps
absolutely.
generations. You get what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So regardless of what, it's kind of like whether you say you want to or not, you pick. It's like you handpick them. You
yeah,
know what I mean? So,
and it's
but
so crazy how structured, you know what I'm saying, it was, and, like, from you being from another side, me being from another side, but, you know, my uncle was damn near raising you over
yeah,
there, you know what I'm saying?
that's
My uncle artist and shit, and it's just like,
that's my uncle,
you
man.
feel me? And I'm like, "Damn, I ain't even know that the whole time," you know what I'm
Shout out
saying?
Uncle Artist,
Hell yeah.
man.
By the way
Yeah.
he move around, that
Mhm,
man move around, but it's just like, at the end of the day, we all come from a community, you know what I'm saying? And all the community is just a big jumble pot of people that mess with people and, you know,
yeah.
people that knew people, like, I'm quite sure somebody's mom from over here went to church with somebody's mom from over there, and,
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying? And then just the kids, we grow up in this divided community, but we still community, and it's just
Yeah.
like, you know,
Nonetheless,
you feel
nonetheless,
me?
for
And it's
sure.
like, so you feel like, how can I put this? Do you feel like it was all a lie?
I think most definitely, like, what, as far as what, the streets, or just
Yeah.
or just
The
or
whole setup, you feel me?
absolutely was a lie. It taught everybody, it showed everybody that you know these people are your peoples, and then you go through life and you understand it that they're not. So
Mhm,
that was the first lie. The first lie is that the streets love you,
mm,
or your gang is always gonna be your gang. That's
yeah,
fully cat. You know what I'm saying? And we know that. You know what I mean? I feel everything about the streets is a lie.
yeah,
Everything about the streets is a myth. Um, the code is no snitching, which, I stand on that. You
yeah,
know what I'm saying? That's something I stand on.
mhm,
But it's so genuinely, or no, generally
yeah,
accepted. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? People accept people ratting. You know what I mean? And if you're not ratting, you telling people like, "No, I ain't never even ratting." Like, you
yeah,
want praise for that, bro. That's you're supposed to be doing. You're not
yeah,
supposed to be ratting. You get what
right,
I'm
right,
saying?
right, right.
I feel like
Do you think it's a difference between ratting and snitching?
um both is, yeah, it's crazy. Both is bad news. They're both bad news.
Yeah,
But I think there's a difference.
yeah. For me, I think
But pardon me.
for me, I think, I don't even know which one different. I mean, I don't know which one I can categorize, but I feel like they are different. Like, ratting is when you doing some dirty shit with somebody and you get caught and then you tell on the next person.
Mm,
You know, snitching, I think the streets got the snitching part wrong. I think ratting should be where the snitching should be. And I think snitching is more of like, man, this man shot this innocent kid over here,
mm,
and I know who did that. I feel like, yeah, that's snitching.
mm,
But you shot that innocent kid. So for me, it's justifiable. If you need to come see me about that, whatever. But that kid is innocent. So you need to get your just due for that.
mm,
Ratting, I feel like we both know the situation. We both did something. You did something. I got away, whatever have you. And I get caught, and then I tell like, yo, he's the one who did it. But we both was in the rat race together. You feel me? I
mm.
think it definitely should be a
I like that
revised
analogy.
situation.
So I do like that analogy, because you know, my perception of it, how I would see it, I would think ratting is the same way. It's like, I think ratting is more like personal. Like
Yeah.
me and Chris went to go hop on somebody and
Mm-hmm.
we accidentally killed him, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know, but I can't even use that. Let's say me and Chris went to go steal something from the store. I don't know. We
Yeah.
took something from the store. We both got away, but we both get jammed up. And they're like, all right, cool. One of y'all gonna do this with this little bit of time. And then I'm like, yo, Chris did that.
Right. He the one who
That
put me up
that's
to it.
ratting.
Yeah.
Snitching is the same. The snitching is the same, but
Yeah.
I get your analogy, but I don't know. Like I said, maybe those lies was inside. It has been, I don't know, it bred into me. You know what I'm saying? Where I kind of still like, I don't know. You know what I mean? But I see it though, and especially for a civilian. Like I feel like
Yeah.
it all depends on how you categorize yourself. You know what I mean? If you're a civilian, if you're a person that is not into anything or
Right.
hasn't been, it's kind of like, I don't know. It's weird. Again, I can't give a full justification of it because like I just said, the streets is a lie.
Yeah. Facts. And then
So many things that I see that is just pure lies, bro. You know what I mean?
And then there's layers to it, because it's just like, even though Shorty was innocent, she got killed. Don't snitch, because her family need to go back and get that revenge. You know what I'm saying? And I understand that shit, but it's tough. It's tough for everybody. It's everybody's individualized with that. I feel, because then that just falls right back into the cycle. And then now it's just like generations on generations, even though she was innocent, granted, but now it's just layers on layers, and like now she got it. Her family get to get back, they family get to get back, and then it's like 5 more generations that's killing each other, and it's just like it all stemmed from.
So let's dig into that. So in that situation, do you feel that the police should get justice more than the family, or would you want? I'm saying personalized. If you knew of a situation where somebody, you know what I mean, young innocent girl got killed, and the situation it came to full front.
Yeah.
Do you feel like the police should get the justice, or would you feel better if the streets got the justice? Caught him up real quick. You know what I'm saying?
You did. Then it goes. You touching on something right now, because you feel me.
You feel me?
It got a lot of personal out in these streets. So for me too, also it just depends on the individual who needs to get that get back situation.
Right.
So a man that's a stand-up man, he's a family man, he got out the streets, his whole family depends on him. But if he go get the get back, now he go to jail, now his kids lose out. You know what I'm saying? His family falls, because he was the glue to the whole family. Now he's out the picture, and now the family's just it's a lose-lose, if he get caught up. You know what I'm saying? So it's a whole lot of, naturally, you know what it is. Naturally, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like,
and there's no right or wrong answer. I'm just brain to see where you at.
It's just all individualized, because then if you got Cuzzo who's out in the streets burning niggas anyway, then let Cuzzo go get the get back, because that's what he do anyway. But when it comes to like, obviously if it come to my kid, it's all situational. You feel me? So it's hard. That shit, the streets is hard, man. Like
what I'm saying, the streets is place for confusion.
Yeah.
It's all confusion. Like you got, it's so many layers to the streets. Like, and there's a difference between being, you know what I'm saying, gangster and being street. There's a big difference.
Yeah,
I think people
definitely get that.
they get it misconstrued. That's just one big dumpling. It don't work like that. Nah.
Yeah. So what would you say the difference is between being?
I'm saying you being street is a person that, like right now, if a person was to see me, if they were to see me, they see how I carry it, they see how I walk in the room, they see how I swag through, they gonna look at me off rip and say he's street. That don't mean he gangster. It's just the way that he carry it. Street is a certain persona. It's the way you carry it. It's the way when instantly you can be in a room full of 100 people. I could talk to everybody, but I could pinpoint who's street. The moment he open his mouth, he's street.
Yeah.
He's street. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's a big difference from gangster. Now, gangster doesn't have a face. You know what I'm saying? Gangster is a lifestyle. And that you kind of got to dig in more off. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
people, again, there's layers. So people would misconstrue gangster with being wild. But being wild is not being gangster, bro.
It's not.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Gangster is that one that gonna look you in your eyes with conviction and tell you, yo, I feel like this, bro, and I'm standing on this.
Yeah.
I don't care how you feel about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now that man don't have to be a shooter. He can be a 9 to 5 work. I know some of the most 9 to 5. I know white men that are gangsters.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Some of my closest friends are white men.
Yeah.
And what's gangster about them is the way they stand on business and the way that they are with their children
Yeah.
and how they move to make sure everything is conducive.
Yeah. It has a protective aura all around, you know, like you know, a gangster or what was this, a gangster or a what?
Gangster and street.
A street nigga, and he could feel like a protector, but his mentality can make him lose.
Absolutely.
You feel me? But a gangster, he gonna be street with the mentality.
You're not gonna trick a gangster out of the spot. You can trick a street nigga out of his spot
Quick.
instantly.
Right.
Quick.
Like, you know, that the gangster gonna say, okay, okay.
I'm gonna be
But you know what that mean. You know what I'm saying? Street nigga gonna be like, okay,
sure.
okay.
Yeah.
You feel me? But the gangster like, okay. And his
But that's why-
okay is like, damn, did I just fuck up?
It's one to make you think because when you look at it, again, when you look at it, if like I said, if we in a room with a whole bunch of people, I could tell that one person that's from the streets. I could look at the way you carry. All right, you from the streets.
Yeah, yeah.
Some way, somehow, he's from the streets, and that's not something you can portray. Like a lot of people,
Right.
because all it takes is 15 words for you to say to me, and I'm like, oh, you're corny. You're not even, you ain't no street nigga. You know what I'm saying? You just been around street niggas. You got street niggas around you. But a gangster is more likely, the gangsters are really quiet.
Yeah.
If you know about, if you know about real gangsters, they're really quiet.
Gentlemen.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You're shaking your hands, real grip. You know what I'm saying? Looking you dead in your eye. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Loving the kids.
Yeah.
Feeding the families.
More.
And doing some other craziness behind it. You feel me? Yeah, absolutely, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. So
indeed,
gangster and a gentleman, I think, you know, after all, you know, we've been through in the streets, I feel like now we gangsters and gentlemen.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And
nothing's more gangster than a person that was led down the road of, you know, genocide, brother.
yeah.
Flip his life around and be here with their children. Like this is gangster for me. This makes my day. Like most people, they'll go smoke some weed, go drink some liquor, go chill with their boys, or go hustle on the block. Nah, you know what makes my day? I left from my kids to come here to kick it with you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? To do this as a build for both, you know what I mean? Both of us, and kicking it, meeting your son. That's gangster for me, brother. Because from here on out, I know I got an extended friend here through you. You get what I'm saying? That's gangster.
Absolutely. So that street moment to being that gangster and gentleman moment, like, when did that come for you? For you? I know, you had got shot.
Yeah,
know what
I
I'm
got
saying?
shot. I got shot. I got shot at about 100 times. But before I got shot, my wife got shot. Yeah, my wife
I
got
didn't
shot.
even know that.
Yeah, my wife got shot in her face.
That's wild.
That was a time. Yeah, she got shot in her face, and that kind of like that was when, like I said, when I talk to people, bro, and I tell them my story. It's kind of like I be wondering if they thinking I'm joking. Let me turn this phone off, my phone going crazy. They probably be thinking I be joking. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like my life is really a movie, man. Like, to go into that, yeah, my wife, it was a little party. We had parties, and somebody in a nutshell, somebody thought that, you know, the person that they was aiming at in the party was me. You know what I'm saying? Internally, it was my man Ruggs, R.I.P. Ruggs. You know what I'm saying? And you know that like I said, that this trip was off the tongue. You know what I'm saying? Like in the midst of me telling the story about my wife getting shot, I'm telling you about my man Ruggs that they're just trying to shoot, thinking it was me, and he's gone now. You know what I'm saying? So I think that was the first time that I was kind of like, it was like, whoa.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, this is real. Like, it was close, man. I almost lost her. She got shot right here, right here, and it came out right here. You know what I'm saying? We almost lost our kids because of it. You know what I mean? So that was the first moment that kind of like set me back. But I was still street, you know, and I was still in the streets. I was still getting to it, you know what I mean? And the first time I got shot, you know what I mean?
Mm.
First time I got shot was bad, and that
How many times you got shot?
so I got shot the very first time I was shot twice.
Mm.
Close range, you know what I mean? In a car, you know what I mean? I got shot, it was a bad one. I lost a piece of my intestines.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Wow, man.
Lost 2 pints of blood. I don't usually do well with saying names, but he gonna see this and he gonna know it, man. Shout out to Vandrell. Vandrell to this day, I'ma always say Vandrell is my guardian angel.
Yo, Vandrell solid, man.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Vandrell saved me from something too one day. That's crazy that you said that.
Yeah, man. He got me there. I remember waking up and the nurse was like, yo, man, who's your friend? You know what I mean? I'm still out of it. But I can remember her saying,
Where'd you get shot at?
so I got shot in my, like, in the area of the city or in my body?
No, in your body.
So I got shot through the right side of my body.
Mm.
It ripped through my intestines, came out the back of my leg and through the door. And then I was shot like in my thigh,
Damn.
close to my manhood.
Yeah.
Came out the back of my leg. So yeah. So that was bad. That was a bad time. I was hit bad, you know what I mean? And then like I said, that was a wake-up call. Like that was like, all right, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
and then the second time I got shot in the leg, it was a whole nother situation. I
Yeah.
was just, so one of those situations where, it's deep like that, so you don't want to get into
Yeah,
it.
what felt.
It was one of those, man. So, but that one was to teach me, the very first time was to teach me, like, yo, you're not untouchable, and and people can get to you, you know what I'm saying? And not that, just that fast you can go.
Yeah.
The second time I was shot is to say, yo, you're too lenient and you're opening your auras to too many people. Close it up.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Close it up now. And the second time, I feel like the second time that I got shot, that was my calling, pardon me.
Yeah.
That was my calling. The second time I got shot, that was it.
Yeah.
That was it. That made me cut everything off. That made me that was my severance with gang life. Gang ties. I don't want nothing with gang, nothing.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And after that, life's been smooth sailing, God willing, you know what I'm saying? I'm still here. So yeah.
So what do you think changed? Like, I mean, obviously that happened to you, but what do you think changed mentally that you started waking up to that got you to where you are now mentally? Like, did you start reading? Did you start like watching videos? Did you start like just being in tune to yourself, watching like
I just started reflecting more, bro. I gotta started like sitting back and just like, just started looking at these children I had, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, then the second time when I got shot, my wife was pregnant. You get what I'm saying? I had just got married. So it was just like,
damn.
this ain't it, bro.
Yeah.
Like, this ain't it. You know what I mean? You go, I mean, go. I'm not gonna say it made me jump out the street. At the time, I was getting money.
Yeah, yeah.
Saying it was a time, man.
Yeah.
I mean, and this ain't cap. Anybody who was around the circle know. But I kept getting my money aspect of it. But me closing my circle, I
Yeah.
feel like that.
Did you
But-
see you like 'cause for me, like, trying to move away from that, it's just like you start watching it from a whole different
Absolutely.
lens. Did you see yourself like? Did you start noticing how you losing more friends that way?
Yep.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Not even just by not fucking with niggas, but just like death. You know what I'm saying?
So that's another thing. Like, death is just death. Death was just crazy. I ain't gonna lie to you. Death. When I tell these kids these things, like when I finally talk to when I get to talk to kids and
Yeah.
and I let them know that I've lost over 40 friends in 20 years.
Yeah.
That's real.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I've really lost 40 friends by murder
Yeah.
in 20 years. You know what I mean? I lost one of my closest friends before my first son was born. I done been through a lot, brother. I'm a walking pain. I'm a walking pain tablet, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm built strong. You know what I mean? I'm built strong, and I'm glad God gave me the second wind to look and see what I want to do and change.
Second wind to look is like
For sure.
crazy. Like that's a real crazy statement, man. Because and I think it's the same, but it's different. Like I dealt with death after death after death, and it's just like I was in a dark place. You know what I'm saying? Where I wanted to, like, I'm out of here, man.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Especially when I, lost my daughter who was 9 months in the womb, and we thought she was about to be born. We go to the hospital and thinking she about to be born, and I get there and everybody crying. I'm like what the hell? But
Yeah,
you know what I'm
sorry to
saying?
hear that today. I'm sorry to
Yeah,
hear that.
that was a dark spot. And then, like you said, layers on top of layers, like losing people, and you know, I had to wash my uncle's guts down the driveway after being shot. You know what I'm saying? So
Hey, that was. I'm gonna tell you that time right there. This brought me back. This bring me back to the street and the snitching situation
mhm.
because in that situation, that person. I mean, we ain't getting in depth on that.
Yeah.
That person, I wanted nothing but the worst for.
Oh yeah.
That
That
man, the
was
way
that was a
that
whole
he was
different
taken
element.
away
Yeah.
was to this day. I'm still like, yo, like
Yeah.
how, yo, like you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying, like.
Yeah, man.
And those are scars that are like permanent, bro. The
100%.
mental scars are way worse than these ones that
Yeah,
you can see,
100%.
brother. You know what I
100%.
mean?
But if you learn how to live with them and kind of build off of them,
Yeah,
it's a different level that you get to. And like I said, that dark place is dark, but thank God for my kids.
of
You
course.
know what I'm saying? Because if I didn't have them to look to, I would have made a lot of dumb decisions, man. And I wouldn't be here talking to
For
you.
sure.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm quite sure you understand that.
Hmm.
If it wasn't for them children to look at. And that's when I realized, like, you know what? When I'm ready to go do something to somebody to get this revenge, and then my
Yeah,
kid's face flash in my eyes, and I'm like, oh, damn.
set you right back.
Like, oh, all right. Let me let the Most High take care of that, cause I got something else to take care of.
Absolutely.
You feel me?
Yeah,
Nope.
bro. Sometimes in the midst of me going through that same situations,
Mhm.
bro. I thought about that so many times. It's like, and it becomes a constant fight within self. Cause it's like, yo, brother, you gonna let these niggas get away with that?
Oh my God, I gotta leave.
You a chump.
I gotta get up.
You know what I'm saying?
Man, what?
And you'll even cross
Oh
paths with
my
you'll even
God.
cross paths with a dude, man. Like I'll never forget, like, you know what I
Can't
mean?
believe
Like,
you just said that. I
like
had that whole conversation with myself.
yeah,
Like, nigga, you about to let this shit slide? Like, you a
yeah,
punk? You this and
yeah.
that? And I'm listening. I'm like, damn.
You then you see what happens with what I've noticed, right? Is yeah, okay. If we calling that shorts, taking a short,
Mm,
and so be it. We took a short, right? We took a short in that aspect. But
mm.
these days that we're seeing these people that was clowning these shorts, I'm looking at the shorts they're taking.
Yeah, facts.
And they're the
Yeah,
same.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And you're taking those kind of shorts and not being any part close to the man that I am
yeah.
today. You get what I'm saying?
A
So
100%. A hundred
who
percent.
who 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 loses? You know what I
I
mean?
definitely know I want.
Right.
Like, I definitely know I
When
want.
was you winning in life, brother?
Especially like, and I hate when people say I don't mean to bring God in this, but I do mean to bring
Every
God
trip.
in this.
Every
I
trip.
do mean to bring God in this because once you give it to that man, he'll take care of it.
Mm-hmm.
And
Indeed.
no lie, he took care of that shit the next day.
Bro, I'm gonna tell you.
You feel me? And I'm just like, whoa,
I'm gonna tell you.
okay, I understand now.
There's no situation where somebody did foul to me and I had to get crazy at all, man. My
Mm,
God walked for me every trip.
mm,
Every trip, bro.
felt.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've even gotten times, I've even gotten, I've had conversations with people and they're like, bro, like I'm scared to even like play with a dude like you because every person who did you nasty, bro, is in nasty positions. You know what I'm saying? And that's just me
And I
being
think
pure, brother.
that's a whole nother level of gangster.
Yeah.
It's like gangster with God. Like, bro,
Gangster with God,
like for
fire.
real. Like
Gangster
you
with
could be
God is
gangster
fire.
with God and you could like die like your mans. Like, yo, I'm gonna just let you handle that. And
Indeed.
every time I said that, even when I did say it, when I look back, like he really took care of it. Like I didn't even have to take care of it.
Not a word, brother.
You know what I'm saying? Now I'm over here with my son, my daughter, doing this, and then I'm like, damn, in the back of my mind, like, bro, if I'd have made that dumb decision.
Yo, it don't blow your mind sometimes when you sit here. Like I be doing that sometimes. I be just getting to kicking it with my kids and be like, yo, I remember it was a point of time that I wanted to just chill with niggas. Well, I don't want to chill with none of y'all niggas. Bro.
Yo,
What are you crazy?
what?
Me being bored with my son means the world. What are you talking about?
Facts.
Yo, when I be in my
Facts.
household, my kids got their own little apartment built downstairs.
Yeah.
When my kids are downstairs, I don't even have to see them because sometimes I don't see them. They're doing their own thing. But just the fact of knowing they're here.
Facts.
I'm good. I don't need nothing in the streets.
Yeah,
I don't need nothing in the streets.
bro. It's just nothing like that feeling knowing where we came from, bro. Like
Indeed.
when I wake up and my daughter wiping her eyes, what she do? She come right to me, jump on me every time she wake up. Like,
Yeah.
where daddy at? To come jump
Yeah.
on me. I can't even brush my teeth without her in the bathroom.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And that I'll be looking at that like I done seen too many kids walk up to their daddy casket, man.
Mm.
You feel me? And I'm just like, if I could prevent that for my child, I'ma do what I gotta do to prevent that.
Bro, that is one of the most hurtful. That just flashed me back to my man Keyshawn. My man, quick man, R.I.P. My brother.
Yeah.
That's anytime his name is brought up, that's a touchy situation. But
Yeah.
it's like you just said, bro, like the pain that it was to see his kids, like his, his younger kids, man, see him, and it's just like they don't understand it. Like, it's like they understand it, but they don't.
Yeah.
I ain't never gonna see Pops again.
Right.
Never gonna see my dad again.
Right, bro.
You know what I mean, bro?
Seen that
Change
shit
that,
it's on.
that just set me back, bro. Like I was just like, whoa.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. As a man, like to see that, you gotta go home and just hug yours and love yours, man. And every day just, and it's unfortunate, man, because you want to save them kids now. And it's just like, but you've seen it so many times coming from where we come from. It's like, how? You know what I'm saying?
I just said it's a revolving door, man. And it's like my kids be talking to me, and I'm like, yeah, well, so who your man? It's like, yeah, Pops, like, yeah, man, he's what's the name, son? I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? But it's like, that's just how it works, bro. That's just how it works.
Yeah.
So it's by default.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
So absolutely, man. So, bro, we made it.
We here.
You know what I'm saying?
Indeed.
We made it. Feel me? Like,
We here. We here.
we definitely made it through.
And I'm grateful.
Yeah.
Grateful.
Yeah, there's nothing. That's the perfect word. Grateful every day, man. Like that's why I say, like, even at my job, or even if I got a problem with another nigga, or and it's on some random shit that I meet somebody somewhere and then they want to act like, bro, like what you doing, like that ain't even gonna work with me because I done survived so much. You feel me? Like you don't even want to see what level I can go to. So I know I don't even want to see what level I can go to.
There's so many people waiting for you to get tricked out your way, bro. They're waiting on it.
But it's like you said, you can't even put yourself in, granted, it could happen anywhere, but if you could prevent it, like you can't be hanging around the same niggas. You can't be doing the same things. You just can't. You know what I mean? Because some people ain't grow. You feel me?
Some people are incomparable of growth. They are.
Yeah.
It's not, growth is not in their future, bro.
Yeah.
Some people are stuck. That's why you see 40, 50-year-olds still doing what we was doing at 20.
Bro.
It's crazy.
Crazy.
Sometimes this is like, I had this thought, is this real, brother? Like, are you still doing this, bro?
Right.
Are you still 50?
Right.
You got your pants hanging off your behind, brother.
You got kids too.
You got wild kids.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so what we doing?
It's just, I don't know, man. I guess that's me and that's them.
Yeah.
I don't know. All right, what it is.
Facts. Absolutely, man. So like I said, after we made it through, like, all of that, man, it's just gratefulness and humbleness from here on out. You know what I mean? And trying to, like, I'll be like, damn, bro, if I knew about these finances, if I knew about these, these credits, if I knew about this business when I was doing all that shit, said we'd be millionaires. But the thing about it too, it's a new day and age where it's definitely not too late.
Oh, nah.
You know what I'm saying? And we not old. Like,
I'm learning something now. At 40 years old, brother, the amount of enlightenment that I have, and the amount of focus that I haven't felt like this ever. I'm telling you, bro, when I hit 40 years old, I hit a whole new pinnacle of focus. Like, I'm gonna make $1 million. Oh yeah, I'm gonna make $1 million. Like, I'm old that. I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna get that. You know what I'm saying? And it takes for getting off the ground and just forget. You have to unlearn the BS, bro.
Yeah.
You gotta sacrifice some things, brother. And that's the thing. People get too stuck in the stigma, like, are you too old? You too old.
Yeah.
Nah, you ain't never too old for what?
Never.
For what?
Never.
What you mean?
Absolutely.
I'm too old to make $1 million and leave that with the kid?
Right.
Nah, crazy.
Me, like, I study billionaires, man, and I be listening, like, They like, man, these billionaires ain't make their first million till they was
I'm
45
telling you,
years
and
old.
lost and lost
And
lost they lost it.
right, right, and got it back. So, and then I got the gym here. I see an
Mhm.
80-year-old man in the gym. I'm like, damn, you mean to tell me I got 40 more years to get right?
I did
You know what I'm saying?
speaking my language. Gym life, man. I love it.
The
But
motivation is there. It's just we never, was outside of our element enough to see that it's other possible things.
indeed,
You know what I mean? And
indeed.
we didn't see the man at the corner store looking like us. It was the Arab.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So of course we're not gonna think, oh, I can get a corner store myself, or I
Mhm.
can get a grocery store, and you know what I mean. So like these kids today, they don't know what they have and what they see, and it's the information age, man.
Bad investments.
Yeah, the bad investments, the possibilities,
It's crazy.
you know.
I had a lot of bad investments. A lot of my biggest bad investments was cars, man.
Yeah,
I done bought so many damn lemons. It's crazy, man. It's
facts,
worse.
facts. So what you got going on now, man? What's up?
Oh,
What's up
man.
with you, man?
Besides, man, tapping in with God a lot more.
Yeah,
Um, right now, man, I got a new show on YouTube that I'm kind of like stuck in right now.
yeah,
I want to make the pivotal moves to make sure it's right.
yeah,
It's called Food and Fragrance with Phattz.
yeah.
Everything spelled with a PH, so make sure yours is intact. Know the slogan. I got that going on, man.
I see the infinite.
Okay, if in the Republic, without a doubt. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Shout out to Mike Niff, shout out Ron Buddha.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Shout out the team. Uh, the gym 24/7, man. You know what I'm saying? And it's just a growth journey, brother.
right.
You know, I'm in a space right now, brother, where times is changing for me. Like I said, I hit 40 and this everything changed for me, brother.
Yeah,
I don't care too much about anything that's minuscule, man. I want to make sure everything is zoned in the right way,
yeah,
and I'm focusing on these businesses, brother.
yeah,
You know what I mean? This cologne thing is number one for me. I love cologne, so
yeah, yeah,
cologne is my thing. In the near future, I plan on making my own, my own fragrance, and it's gonna take a couple dollars, but
yeah, yeah,
that's what we work for. Oh, sorry, pardon me.
yeah.
Now I'm in the middle of writing my book. My book is almost done. You know what I'm
Congratulations.
saying? Thank you,
You want to
brother.
get a name out or not?
Yes, yes. The name of the book is called All Good Things. Well, not now. I'm not gonna say the name of the book is called. The name of the book is All Good Things. You know what I mean? It's one of those. It's one of those, man.
What is it touching on? Is it?
It's gonna be a true story.
Mm,
That I will say that if you from the town, then you're gonna kind of know the story
yeah,
a little bit. You know what I mean? But we're gonna make it fictional and make it to where nobody's incriminated, and we're gonna make it gangster, right?
yeah, yeah.
It was really a gangster. Yeah.
Absolutely. You thinking about turning into like a mini series, like a film series or something like
Yes.
that?
So, these are some of the things that I think now the power of the game today, the motion of the game today is you have to be in front of the camera.
Yeah, yeah,
You got to be in front of the camera and you have to be seen. So everything that I'm doing, the book is going to be most certainly I want to make it into like a 15-minute short
yeah,
or a 20-minute short, whatever it is. I don't want it to be long and dragged out. I just
yeah.
want it to be bang. You get what I'm saying? But
Right.
nonetheless, in front of the camera, man, everything I'm doing, I want to be in front of the camera. I
Yeah.
want to get on this. I want to milk the game for what I've owed. As I said, I'm owed $1 million,
Oh
bro.
yeah.
It ain't just I want it or nah.
It owed me.
They owe me.
Yeah.
They-
There ain't nothing wrong with that mentality, bro. That's
and you have a book.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, so was it a hard thing to do, or was it? I know it's a mental
Yeah.
thing, because like sometimes I get writer's block because it's kind of like I don't want to make nothing too, you know what I mean? I
Yeah,
want to make
yeah.
sure it's
The
perfect.
thing for me, it was like, bro, like I always had these books and these movies in my head. You feel me? So when it got down to actually like putting on paper, it was really like water for me because like I would say like when I was 6 years old, man, I came home from school and
Yeah,
found my father dead. You know what I'm saying? And I knew it's something spiritually that God did with me from even before that young age.
yeah,
I was in school and I knew he was dead.
Mm.
You feel me? Like, I came home from school, like, "Ma, where my dad at?" And she was like, "He's upstairs in the room. What's wrong with you?" Went upstairs, he was gone. So it was, I don't know what God did with me spiritually to always have, this different mental. And I ain't afraid to say I see a therapist now. But my therapist was just telling me like I was always protecting myself.
Right.
And he was like, "Yo, you kept yourself alive." And I'm like, "Damn, that's crazy," because I always felt like I kept myself alive. I escaped so many situations,
Mhm.
and I was always a thought, and I just went that way instead of going that way. You feel me? And
Right.
like the nigga that, if I went that way, I found out an hour later and nigga got killed in the
Mhm.
same spot I was standing at me when I left. You feel me? So I always had like I always had a movie playing in my head ever since my father, and even like I said before that, but I think that set it off. So I
Right.
always knew like I could make a movie, I could write a book, I could rap, I could do this. Never felt like I couldn't do
Bro,
nothing because I always had this thing in my head.
and I watch what you
Now I
do.
just have the super courage to do it. Like,
Yeah.
especially after all I've been through, I'm like,
Yeah.
bro, you can't, man. Listen, like I told you, man, I washed my uncle's guts down the driveway, bro. Like, you can't tell me I can't do nothing. There's nothing you can tell me that I can't do.
Every time you say that, brother, every time you say that, it
And
hits.
I don't be saying that. It's just crazy because I deal with a lot of shit internally. So I
Yeah.
talk like I'm my best friend besides my son. You feel me? So I like, bro, you went through that. You did like, and then the movie plays in my head. All that shit plays in my head.
Yeah.
So it's just like, you good though. You made it through that. Like, you're a strong nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? You made the right decision. This God working with you. Boom, boom, boom. So it's just like I'm having that conversation with myself and that fight with myself. So
But you got to though.
yeah,
You got to. Other than that, you're gonna go crazy. You know what I mean?
facts.
And that was another situation that I was gonna touch on too, was just therapy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I haven't had therapy, but I am advocating.
Yeah.
I want to go. So,
Yeah.
and in the near future, like I said again, with everything that I'm dealing with, everything I'm
Mhm.
trying to work on, I want to be I want to go to school to become a therapist for juveniles. You get what I'm
Gotcha.
saying? I
Gotcha.
think I think I have that powerful approach. Like
Yeah.
every youngster cause I talk to them real, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Like all
yeah,
my
yeah.
son's friends, like they love me, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Like pops gonna come, he gonna talk crap to me, he gonna talk
Right, for
crazy,
sure.
but that's pops, you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? And
No, it's real.
I feel like sometimes we didn't get that. So I feel like
No.
sometimes we need to hear that.
Yeah.
So it's just like, "Yeah, I'm gonna give it to you red, rap, roll, but you could do what you wanna do.
Yeah.
Go ahead and die. You wanna die?
Yeah.
Go ahead. Go ahead."
Yeah.
And I think when they hear it like that, it's kinda like,
Damn.
damn, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and this is not from somebody who's a L7. It's somebody from somebody who
Right.
lived it. His
Right.
body tells us my body is a book.
Yeah.
It tells the scars. You know,
Yeah.
that tells the story part of
Yep,
me.
yep, yep.
But
They know we're coming from a real spot.
yeah.
You feel me? And you can't lie from the real, man.
Nah.
It's just you just can't. Like, so you gotta hold your tongue. You just give it up. You feel
Sure.
me? And if they're gonna catch it, they're gonna catch it. If not, they're gonna catch it at the wrong time. And like, damn, he told me. You feel me?
Sure.
Like I don't want to put him out there with my little brother all the time. Like,
Mhm.
damn, bro, you told me. Damn, bro. Like, yeah, they got me something I tell you. Like, you the same nigga as me. I just went through it right before you just went through it, so I could tell you.
It's only but so many times I'm gonna keep telling you, gonna sit there
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I had a lawyer tell me this one time. He was like, "Yo," he's like, "You gonna, he said your case is weak right now." This is when I was a kid. Pardon me. He's like, "Yo, it's gonna go from you asking, you know what I'm saying? Can I get you out of this situation? To how much can you knock me down with time in this situation?
Mm.
You get what I'm saying? So it's up to you." He was like, "You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Right now we could you could be cleared scot free with this, or you're gonna be coming back seeing me and say, hey, they trying to give you 10, they
Yeah.
try to give me 7. Cause I told you. You
Right,
ain't
right,
listen.
right.
You ain't listen.
So, right, man. And when game is given, you gotta take
Gotta
it.
soak it up, bro.
You
I
have
was
to.
always been a sponge. I've
Yeah,
always listened. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah.
And I thank my dad for that too, cause I ain't never he be him in his room, about 10 of his men, they in there smoking, just gossiping and talking they talk, you know what I mean? And it's never once like, yo, Derek, move.
Mm,
Like, nah,
right,
sit.
right.
Unless the conversation get too explicit, it's like, all right,
Yeah, yeah,
go ahead.
yeah,
But man, real deal, I ain't cutting my son out of that. I think that's why my sons and me is like this. Cause
yeah.
I'm keeping it real with him.
And
I
that
got
boy, man, I didn't know he was nice with the ball like that.
Schnick, Jid and Mo, man. Yeah, man. Shout out to Schnick and Mo, man. They both seem crazy. Yeah, man. They fire.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Oh, it was a pleasure, man. You know,
Man, it's always a pleasure, brother. And like I said, man, I think it's needed, man. I think that, a lot of times people don't get a chance to really sit down and, have these kind of conversations. We'll have them, but it'll be like a phone conversation.
Yeah.
People are scared to open up. I don't know what that's about.
Yeah, yeah.
They're scared to open
They
up.
ain't gonna be ready for this because they gonna be like, man, what?
Yeah,
Them two niggas sat down?
yeah, but
feel me?
but little do they know we got a lot of history.
Yeah.
We got a lot of
Yep.
history, and a lot of your family is my family.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just
That's
with
crazy.
blood.
Blood, different angles too.
It's a fact.
Yeah.
It's a fact.
Yeah.
I mean, and hopefully, when I ain't even gonna say hopefully,
Yeah.
hopefully it's leaving a stitch of doubt
Yep.
when we reach that top pinnacle, man.
Yeah.
We, you know what I mean, and we at that $1 million business, that
Yeah.
$1 million party. You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? We gonna toast to that. I'm gonna have to toast Moscato, man, because I don't drink liquor no more. You know what I'm saying? But we gonna toast to that. But yes, definitely was a pleasure, my brother.
Absolutely, man.
So,
You're gonna be seeing more, man. We're gonna be linking on some things, and
indeed, brother.
we got a lot of emotion.
I think the town need this, man.
Yeah.
The town need this,
Yeah,
man.
absolutely. Hopefully, the dialogue opened up a lot of conversation for other people to have the
Yeah.
dialogue as well, so we can see that it's the message is coming from real niggas for the kids to see. So
Some real men.
yeah, real men. Absolutely, absolutely.
Cause that's another word. That's another two words that's watered down. Real niggas.
Yeah.
Niggas to be real niggas is vague.
Yeah, yeah.
Real men,
Absolutely.
it's hard to be. It's hard to be a real man.
Right, and I don't even call myself a nigga, so I don't even,
Dig?
I'm tripping right now.
Right.
But
Nah, you ain't tripping, man. It's a program, bro. That's all it is. It's program.
yeah, absolutely,
That's all it is.
absolutely. It was a blessing, man.
My brother. You know the vibes, so
Yeah,
you know the vibes.
absolutely.
You know what it is, man. Shout out to Low Man too in the cut, man.
Yeah, shout out to one son,
Man,
man.
word,
Saying
man.
keep
Nice
it working.
him too.
Absolutely.
And we gonna build something, man.
Bet that.
My guy.